where your food comes from? Do you know what you're feeding your body? Without rallied community support of local farmers, this is what America's farming industry has turned into. Dead and gone forever. Left over for large corporations to take over who do not care about anything but your pocketbook. Hi, Monica Osborne here, an activist for the local foods movement, and today we are going to discuss the restaurant revolution. As mentioned before, in 1971, Alice Walters founded a restaurant in Berkeley, California that only supported local grown foods. This sort of sent the restaurant views into a frenzy as, how is she doing this? And this is a pioneer in the industry. This is something new. And turns out, customers loved it. So let's take a look into how we are today and how restaurants are supporting the local community through supporting the local farmer. First of all, how can you tell that something is local grown? There are so many different ways other than just going to the farmer's market and saying, well, I'm buying this from the farmer, so it must be local grown. Let's take a little look into one farm and their family to see how they market their products as local grown so that the consumers and the customers know for sure that they're buying locally produced products. Tell me a little bit about this Virginia grown logo.
Okay, the logo represents the farmers in Virginia that are growing to support their local people, and we use that as an emblem to let the people know that what they're purchasing is grown in Virginia.
So that was an example of how just one farm and one family uses the Virginia Grown logo to market their products. However, all across the United States, the logos are different, and they may be different in each community, so you just kind of have to look out for the one that best fits your community, your state, and your area. Something really important to know about the local foods movement is that it isn't solely farmers and activists working towards bettering the local foods industry. It's also about businesses and restaurants as well. They've all sort of came together to discover how to best market local grown products to consumers. And one great example from my own hometown in Independence, Virginia, is a local grocery store called Food City. Now, this is not national, so I'm sure not everyone has heard of it, but what Food City does is they offer their products from the area and information about the farmer. And that's a great little get to know me about, oh, well, this is the farmer, this is the farm that it's coming from and their family, so that the consumer really feels like they know where they're getting their food from and they know the farmer specifically. But the restaurant revolution is when all of a sudden all of these restaurants began supporting and looking for local foods to provide in their restaurant. This was driven by consumer demand but pushed and marketed by these restaurants. The restaurants realized that they could push healthy foods across the United States through their restaurant and gain more customers because their foods were healthy. This turned out to be not such a great thing, but the local foods movement did receive a lot of trafficking and media, all due to the local foods restaurant revolution. There are several drawbacks to this restaurant revolution. Once the restaurants realized that they could market their local foods to get more and different types of customers, they decided they were going to market not so local foods as local foods. And then consumers began to not trust the logos and all of the implementation work that organizations had done to make local foods such a big name. So what can you do? As a consumer, you can really question the waitress or the owner of the restaurant to make sure that you're eating local foods and not just some marketing tool used to get your pocketbook and your money. So I challenge you, go out in your own community and see, how can I support local foods through going out to dinner with my husband or my family? So if you ever want to know 40 different organizations that are shaking up the food system, check out Food Tank's 40 organizations that are shaking up the food system. A couple of my favorite are Food Mythbusters and Growing Power. These are both nonprofit organizations that work to provide the betterment of American foods and also international foods as well. More and more of the same types of programs are popping up all across the United States, giving the public the access that they need to proper education on how to support their local farmer. Another program example of this would be the Vermont Fresh Network and Chef program, which was created to provide consumers with facts about the localities of restaurants so that they could support the local grown food movement, along with different chefs and farmers to partner up in the area so that they can also support the movement as well. This is, again, only one example across the United States of local farmers and chefs teaming up to build a better restaurant and a better community. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you joined us for our segment of how to become a locavore. Stay tuned for more information on the movement and how you can impact your community one person and one vegetable at a time.